Welcome back to Great Day Washington. Access to inclusive activities can make a world of difference for families navigating developmental and physical challenges. Keene Greater DC is dedicated to making that access possible, offering free sports and recreational programs for young people with disabilities throughout our community. We're joined now by Barbara Guterman, Vice President and Board Member of Keene Greater DC. Thank you so much for being here and welcome to Great Day Washington.
Thank you for having me here.
Of course. Well, Barbara, please tell us, for anyone who's unfamiliar, tell us a little bit more about the resources that Keene Greater DC offers.
Keene is such an amazing organization. I met the Keene staff and the athletes. We call our young people who participate athletes about 20 years ago, fell in love with the organization and have never looked back. Oh, wow. We offer recreational sports activities, as you said, for kids that have autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome. And one of the beautiful things about it is there is no expense for either families or the athletes. All programs are free of charge.
Wow, that is phenomenal. How is that possible that they're free of charge?
We have some wonderful community partners and corporate sponsors such as Marriott International, Host Hotels, Joyce Coons, and many other companies across the DMV. We're very fortunate.
That is wonderful, and I understand that it's all led by volunteers as well, and that's really incredible.
Yeah, over the years we've had thousands and thousands of volunteers, either individuals or team sports from American University or sororities or fraternities, and young people who are coming in groups to volunteer one-on-one.
It's a real win-win for everyone to be involved and do this together. Now, I understand some of the programs that you offer, they're sort of unstructured. Tell us about that and kind of how that works so well for the athletes that you work with.
Some of these young people with developmental disabilities or intellectual disabilities have a hard time following instructions, and so the goal really is to meet the child where they're at. And so it's not structured, it's non-competitive. We don't want to make anybody feel bad because they can't keep up. And so each volunteer works with each athlete and kind of meets them where they're at and allows them to participate where they can.
That's wonderful. Low stress and a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, do you host any special events?
We do. Keene has 3 special events throughout the year. Traditionally every year, which is our golf tournament, which happens in May, our gala, which happens in November, and for the first time we're bringing out a new event, which is Casino Night, coming up February 28th, and that's really to help us engage young professionals and bring the next generation of leaders into the Keene organization.
Oh, that's fantastic. You mentioned all kinds of ways that people can get involved, but again, as people are listening and they might want to volunteer, how can our community support your efforts?
It's so important to volunteer at Keene because it brings more to actually the person who is volunteering than to the athlete, really, helping to break down barriers for inclusion. Often people have never met a young person with a disability, and so anybody who wants to volunteer can go to the Keene website, KeeneGreaterDC.org. You only have to be 15 years old and up. And we invite everyone to come meet us, join our kids, meet our kids. They're very special people.
Yeah. Where are you located? So, or are these spread out?
So we have 60 programs every month across the DMV, also Northern Virginia, DC, Baltimore. And so there are many ways to jump in and pick a program that you like.
Oh,
so many to choose from.
So many opportunities. And you had mentioned you've been here for a long time. How did you learn about Keene and how did you get involved?
I was invited to come volunteer one day. And
see, that's how it happens.
Absolutely.
You come and volunteer one day.
I invite you all. It was just such an extraordinary, joyful experience, and I don't think I expected to feel the joy that I had when I was with those young people, and so I've never stopped. I love volunteering. I love helping to organize some of the events, and just to be there for the kids.
Yeah. Is there any event in particular that's been your favorite through the years?
My favorite has to be the Keene Prom.
Oh, yes.
Every young person deserves the opportunity for that rite of passage, and sometimes these young people would never have that opportunity, so I love the Keene Prom.
That's wonderful, and if anyone's listening and you have a heart to volunteer, that's one of the most special ones to go to. They're all so great, but it's just so lovely to see that joy at those proms and those dances. I love that. Thank you so very much for being here. Yes, of course. To get involved with Keene Greater DC, just head to KeeneGreaterDC.org.